Hi Anna, I appreciate you coming today. It's finally great to meet you. My name is Kenneth. I'll be your therapist for the next few sessions. Before we get started, I want to remind you that this is a safe place for you to share anything you feel comfortable with. My goal is to help you understand your situation, help you set goals and solutions for yourself. Um, Moving along, I would like to ask you, what brings you in today?
Yeah, so I decided to connect with a therapist because I've just been feeling really, really down. And some of my friends and stuff have noticed. And it kind of all started when my grandma passed away. And shortly after, my um, grandfather also passed away. So I've lost both of my grandparents within a year of each other. And I'm taking a lot harder than I thought I was going to. So I'm just, yeah, just it's hard to really do anything, to get motivated to do anything.
I am sorry that you lost your grandparents. I know that by the sound of by way you sound, I know that it was a really tough loss on your end. Um, I know that you grew up with your grandparents and you were very close to them. So, if I don't mind me asking, how have you been coping with the loss of your grandparents?
Honestly, I haven't really been coping at all. I finally made the decision to come to therapy when I realized I hadn't gone outside in a month, and most of my time is just spent crying, and it's really hard for me to even get out of bed most days.
Okay, I see. I see. I know it's really hard to cope when something very sudden happens. You did say that you've had a hard time coming to therapy and you've been having no energy, you have been unmotivated to come. What helped you decide to come to therapy today?
Yeah, so um, first, my friends had kind of told me that I should try to talk to somebody else because I wasn't going outside or really doing anything. But even outside of that, when I was little, both of my parents are in active addiction. They're both addicts to opioids. And so I spent my childhood with my grandparents. And when all of that was happening, when custody was being arranged and everything, I had therapy way back then, and it did help from what I kind of remember. So, kind of thinking about that and then my current situation, plus other people's opinions telling me that I should talk to somebody, that's kind of when I decided that it would be best if I talked to somebody.
Okay, so from what I heard, that your support system is are your close friends, and they've encouraged you to come to therapy and seek further help in helping you cope with the loss of your grandparents. I know you said that you've lost your parents are active alcohol um, users. Are they currently in contact with you at all, or
No, I don't have any contact with my parents. They were they were never really there, to be honest. So it's not a I don't feel it's a huge loss. I always thought of my grandparents as my parents. My actual biological parents, they were just really deep into their addiction. And anytime I have tried to reconnect with them over the years, they have stolen money from me or forgotten to pick me up from something from school and all of these different things. So eventually we just kind of fizzled out, and I don't even really know where my parents are right now.
okay, so you have no contact with your parents and you haven't reached out to them, nothing. I see that your relationship with them is not there anymore. So when during the days when you are there any days where you ever had motivation to do anything at all?
Yeah, yeah. Before my grandparents passed away, I used to do a lot of things with my friends, my close friends. I have a roommate, and she is my best friend. So it used to be that we would do everything together. She now has her own boyfriend, so she's kind of busy. She hasn't been home in a few months, but um, yeah, we used to like to go out and do things, and my other friends, we used to go out. It was challenging at times because with my parents' addiction, I have made the conscious choice not to engage in alcohol or other drugs, and that's usually what people my age want to do is like go to the bars, and that's not always fun for me.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I used to definitely do things and go out and hang out with my friends and stuff, and I just have been kind of avoiding seeing them, I guess.
Okay, so do you think you've been trying to avoid them because of the stuff that they want to do that you don't really like to do? For instance, like, do you not want to see them because they are drinking and partying all the time, or is it because of something else?
I think it's probably a little bit of a combination. I made the conscious choice to not engage in alcohol and other drugs, and um, they do like to go to the bars and stuff. And I guess my fear is that if I were to really reach out to them, they would want to go to a bar, and I'm just in such a bad place right now that I'm worried I would turn to those things to be my coping skill, and I really don't want that to happen.
Okay, I see that you're trying to avoid alcohol and drugs as a entirety, and I know that with the effect of losing your grandparents, you're scared that you may lead to that kind of addiction. Have you ever spoken to your friends to try to do something else, like suggest something that you may want to do?
I mean, we have every once in a while done other things that like I wanted to do. Um, but I just haven't really talked to them recently, I guess, to I mean, they try to reach out to me and check in and make sure I'm okay and stuff, but sometimes I just don't text back because I either forget or I'll just like let my phone die because I'm sleeping all day, or I turn it off because I'm just crying all day and don't feel like getting on my phone and looking at things that might make me more sad.
Hmm. So, besides asking your friends for help, have you ever tried doing something for yourself, like any hobbies you may have been interested in before that you may want to get back into, or any activities that may help you get over the hump of, your loss that could help you to cope with yourself?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess I definitely it's been hard lately. I've been calling in a lot and like not really keeping up my end of the deal with my job, but I do social media marketing for my local brewery, and I absolutely love that. I love my job. I love being a social media manager and marketing. So I definitely enjoy that. Sometimes if I'm really feeling up to it, I will like DoorDash or something like that to have a little bit of extra money or just to say I got out of the house for the day. But outside of working, I would say most of my hobbies are just very independent things. Like I love movies, and sometimes I like to craft.
Okay, so I see that you like to express you like to keep yourself busy. And does keeping yourself busy keep you distracted from and away and not thinking much about your grandparents?
Um, well, since they passed away, I haven't really been keeping myself busy. I've been missing quite a few deadlines for work. Um, and I have not done any of like the door dashing or anything like that.
Hmm.
But when my grandma got sick, I did try to kind of like throw myself into my work and just be really busy.
Hmm.
And that did help in a way where I didn't really think about it.
Okay, so as like you said, you when your grandmother got sick, you decided to focus on your work, and it actually did help you become distracted from whatever was going on with your personal life and what was going on with your grandmother, and it kept you going in a way where you weren't really thinking about what was going on. So, do you think if we set little step by step goals to help you get back into the motion of being busy, being motivated to do things, and help you cope and distract yourself and help you start to become more social, more back to how it was before in a way?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I would like. I just want to get back to how I was. I want to not be in jeopardy of losing my job. Um, I would really like to reconnect with my roommate because, like I said, she hasn't been home often because she has a significant other and I don't. So it's kind of created a wedge there as well. So I guess just trying to come up with my new normal, I guess. My new normal since my grandparents are no longer around.
Okay, so it seems like you are willing to take the next step. Well, not next step, but the next baby step in getting into the new normal, like you said, and working on yourself and, starting to put yourself back out there to, becoming who you were yesterday, who were you before, and becoming, focusing more on your craft, doing more hobbies, getting back into social media, doing what you love to do. So, I guess for our next session, we will be setting our next step by step goals and getting you back on track. So, I do want to thank you for having the courage to come to therapy. I know it's your first, I wonder if it's your first time. And if it is your first time, it's great that you had the courage to come to me and share with me what is going on. And, I hope that we are able to find a solution for you to get you back on your feet.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. So if you ever need anything, you can always reach out to me and I will see you soon.
Thank you.